As some of you may have observed in the past few days, crypto is currently in a bear market state. This is based on the currently observed trends in the market price as well as the rate hikes that were implemented. And as unfortunate as it may sound, it will probably go lower as the year progresses. While this channel is nowhere near being a financial literacy channel, we try our best to feed our viewers with the information that may help them in deciding whether or not they should be acquainted with crypto. And although you might not take our word for it, as we always say it in our video, it will get better. Now, this video will not be any different than the other ones we've made. Unless you're living under a rock, you probably have come across the terms Bitcoin and Ethereum as you scroll through your phone. Now, if it happens that you suddenly become invested at the thought of buying one of the two things, because that's what usually happens to people who hear of Bitcoin and Ethereum, you will probably have a dilemma about choosing which between the two will be a better buy given the current situation. We will be talking about Bitcoin and Ethereum, pit them against each other and see which performs better against the other, and eventually decide on which would be a better buy, especially in the long run. Now, I won't be making this any longer, so without further ado, let's get into it. It is very important that before we address the elephant in the room, we let you know that whatever we say in this video is based on charts designated either for Bitcoin or Ethereum. We like to get our facts straight every time as we want to make sure that our viewers will be able to make the best decision. Although the choice is for you guys to make, we'd like to help you out by giving our honest opinions, always backed by facts. Now, starting off this discussion, why should you buy Bitcoin? Now let me say this again as it is crucial in choosing the better option. The market is currently in a bear state, so why is Bitcoin the best buy in this situation as compared to all the other altcoins available? Well, it all boils down to the risk tolerance and dominance that Bitcoin exhibits in the market. There are a plethora of altcoins to choose from, and compared to Bitcoin, they are riskier and not really newbie friendly. On the other hand, Bitcoin is a stored value payment project that has been around and complete for some time. You can only hope for the best to happen in this current state of the market if you are to buy other altcoins. It flourishes best among others and undeniably reaps the most benefit as compared to all other crypto alternatives. Adding to this is the fact that Bitcoin has the highest liquidity and number of users, which really speaks volume about how trusted it is in crypto. You can't really call it a bluff if a lot of people use it, right? So even if the risk is great, investors choose Bitcoin as the liquidation process is relatively easier, and Bitcoin dominance is always asserted in each cycle that is created. Thanks to this, Bitcoin performs particularly well in a bear market. To further explain this, we have a chart for the Bitcoin dominance dated 2016 up until today, 2022. Just by taking a look at the history of the chart, we see the movement of Bitcoin's dominance over the year. From a rate of 95%, it dropped down to a measly 35% dominance, and it is in a bull market where other altcoins performed much better. But in 2018 to 2020 though, we learned that it was a bear market, meaning it was a period in which Bitcoin dominance was relatively stronger, and it was able to redeem itself by doubling from 35% of dominance to 70% Bitcoin dominance at the end of 2020. It may not be as high as 95, but the quick rise of Bitcoin dominance is a sign that it can easily recover from the drawback of a bull market, much better than most, if not altcoins. Of course, if you studied this further, you'd see that the bull market once again took place and Bitcoin dominance dropped to 39%, moving somewhere along the numbers 40, 50, and 70. Now, the possibility of it reaching as high as 95% in the future is slim, but this is a cycle. As I've always told you, and as such, the dominance is expected to rise for sure. This is the reason why Bitcoin is so much better than others. Now let's go to the side of the competitor, Ethereum. Number 2 ETH dominance is currently at 17.1%, which takes up a relatively big part of the market. Based on this, we can see that Ethereum is slowly climbing up the ranks of altcoins, besting out many others in the market. Is it enough to declare that it has gone above Bitcoin though? Definitely not. Bitcoin is so high up the tier and Ethereum simply does not match it in terms of dominance. But who knows? There are other factors that were not around before that may be significant to Ethereum's flourishing, including the ETH 2.0 upgrade that is set to happen this year. So let's look into the set of data we have here from Glassnode, one of the most trusted sources we have. If we look into the activity of Ethereum, we can identify which applications of Ethereum appear to have the highest demand. These are essentially the applications that users spend the most gas on, and it includes apps like DeFi, NFTs, ERC20s, and other lots of applications to choose from. Obviously, Ethereum has taken different phases over time, and we can see from here which applications are mostly used. We have NFT taking the first spot at 30%, meaning they have the most activity and Ethereum usage dominance among others in the network. Next is DeFi at 13%, followed by means of payment, which is at 8%. And the last spot is shared at 5% on stablecoins and 5% bridges. The chart makes the difference among the apps even more noticeable as it used colors, so you can clearly see which takes the lead. Now, this is really significant because in the least bear market, NFT and DeFi were not yet a part of the picture, only ERC20s, and to see the two flourishing now says a lot. Now that I've given you a quick overview of how Bitcoin and Ethereum perform in recent conditions and under different market situations, it is time to answer the question, which between Bitcoin and Ethereum should you go for? Before that though, we'd love to hear your thoughts on this topic that we are talking about today. Are you Team Bitcoin or Team Ethereum? Let us know in the comments down below, and don't forget to give us a big thumbs up and a subscribe. Okay, so just a disclaimer. We are not telling you that you should choose between Bitcoin or Ethereum. We are simply trying to make a verdict based on current and past trends, histories, performances, and the future of the choices we have at hand. Once this video ends, the decision is still yours to make, regardless of what we think is the better option. Weighing the pros and cons of Bitcoin and Ethereum and thinking about long-term investments, Bitcoin is certainly the way to go. I know you might have noticed it by now, and you'd probably say that altcoins will run just the same as Bitcoin does in bear market. While this is true and may be observed between Bitcoin and Ethereum as well, it does not always happen. The best situation to show this is during the pandemic's height in 2020, where Bitcoin did significantly until 2021 until it eventually died down as other altcoins entered the scene. Looking into the dominance of BTC, you would think I'd be bluffing because of how the dominance of Bitcoin decreased over time. But let me be the one to tell you that before all this happened, Bitcoin peaked like nothing else did, and not one altcoin was able to do that. In a nutshell, Bitcoin reigned over all other altcoins before its dominance dwindled, and it's not an impossibility to witness the same again sometime soon. Now we are talking about today, which between Bitcoin and Ethereum will be a better choice today. And if you ask me in terms of influence, I don't think 2022 will be the year for Ethereum, and it might not even have the same influence Bitcoin has now. Sure, NFTs are becoming bigger and a lot of people seem to know about it, but it does not seem like a growth you'd be seeing going exponentially well over the years. Other things like bridges and DeFi show potential, but the risk that comes along with investing in them can still be a deal breaker to those who do not want to dwell on experimentation and are actually looking for more secured crypto choices. To sum it all up, Bitcoin seems to be a better play in 2022. And while it does not seem clear as to when we'll able to see a dominance growth as high as 95% in Bitcoin, it still stands at a pretty awesome rate considering the current state of the market. And I know you're tired of me saying this, but it is a cycle. It goes up, it goes down, and it goes up again. But I'm also not saying that altcoins are totally out of the equations, as there are other promising ones that may have the capacity to perform well in the next bull market. But the gravity of the risk and how much you are willing to bet on is still a question only you can answer. I am firmly believing though that Bitcoin is the way to go if you are interested in taking a piece of the crypto cake. How about you guys? Which do you think between Ethereum and Bitcoin is the better choice? Or do you have any other option in mind? Let your thoughts be known in the comment sections down below, and let us keep the community growing. This has been Diversified Streams. Thank you for watching, and see you on our next video.